Welcome back. I'm Prisma Garcia, Director of Capacity Building for SVP Dallas. A little known fact about myself, I studied mosquito genetics with the primary goal of understanding its disease transmission. And today we are learning more about the if-then, which envisions that all women can be innovators in STEM. And so we have a very special announcement from the Texas Women's Foundation and Lyda Hill Philanthropies. And then thank you to them for being a co-producer for bigBANG. Shout out to Don Hooper, our SVP partner. And then we will be also moving into a conversation about a healthy manlyhood and what that means with Ted Bunch. So thank you for joining us, and we'll go on to those sessions.
Good morning. I'm Rosalind Dawson-Thompson at Texas Women's Foundation, and this morning is going to be extraordinary. It's a fabulous day of conversations around gender equity, and that bigBANG theme is certainly near and dear to our hearts at Texas Women's Foundation. But before we go into our next session, there is a very exciting announcement that's going to be made. So I would like to introduce Nicole Small, who's the CEO of LH Capital and Lyda Hill Philanthropies, and a co-founder of the If Then initiative, along with founder Lyda Hill, and dear friends and wonderful, wonderful women who have a very exciting thing to talk about, the If Then movement. Nicole, let me turn it to you.
Thank you, Roz. We're so happy to be here this morning. For those of you who don't know, Lyda Hill Philanthropies invest in game-changing advances in nature and science. Lyda believes that science is the answer to building a better future and that we need as many minds at the table to realize that potential. The leaky pipeline of women in STEM is the game that we want to change, which is why we launched the If Then initiative to empower current STEM innovators and to inspire the next generation of pioneers. In order to make real needle-moving change on things like COVID or cancer or climate change, things we all deeply care about right now, we knew that we needed a comprehensive approach and an emphasis on storytelling and media to create a culture shift in the way we see women in these careers. One key element of that initiative is our recent launch of the If Then collection. The If Then collection is the world's largest free resource, a library of photos and videos celebrating diverse contemporary women in STEM. Our goal for girls everywhere is to see STEM as exciting, relevant, and cool, and seeding the visual world around us with images of relatable women. It's key to making this happen. It's because if you can see it, then you can be it. Please take a look at this brief video.
Then, an initiative from Lyda Hill Philanthropies aims to empower STEM innovators as role models and inspire the next generation of girls to pursue STEM careers. The If Then collection is the largest database of images available depicting real women in STEM, featuring photos, videos, posters, bios, and more from amazing women innovators with unique STEM careers. These items are free for non-commercial and non-profit use. The collection is a core component of the If Then mission to change the way the world sees women in STEM. We can't wait to see how your organization might use these images to inspire the next generation.
Your ideas are valuable.
Don't limit yourself to professions that you think sort of exist in a box. You can be really creative.
How do I get to a certain place, and do I need to always take a traditional route? There are no rules.
Own your career, own your journey.
You should really embrace how unique you are as a person.
And eventually you'll succeed. If we never say no to any dream, then the world is your oyster.
Interested in using the If Then collection in your school or nonprofit organization? Visit the ifthencollection.org to learn more.
great. Isn't that phenomenal? I mean, this is such a gift. It is such a gift to have the videos and the photos available to so many of us, so many young people, so many girls who really would never be exposed to the opportunities in STEM were they not able to see these wonderful, wonderful images. It's an incredible moment that we're living in for women in this very time. And when we've seen the effects of the pandemic on women across the world and certainly across our country, hundreds of thousands of women leaving the workforce, dramatic shifts and changes, this collection can do more today than perhaps it could have done a year ago. I mean, it is an extraordinary gift. And that's why we're thrilled to be in partnership with If Then. So let me turn it over to the one who has the fun part of the job of making these things happen, Lyda Hill.
Okay, now this is the fun part of my job. We have big news today. I will be making $500,000 available through this new fund managed by the Texas Women's Foundation of North Texas for North Texas nonprofits and schools to utilize content from the If Then collection. And that should have a huge impact. See how fun this was?
Thank you, Lyda.
I get to do the good parts.
You do get to do the good part. So we're so excited.
Nicole, why don't you share exactly how the funds can be used?
Absolutely. Well, we're so thrilled to make this announcement today, and Lyda's investment in If Then we know is reaching hundreds of millions of people already through all of our online and media content, our Saturday morning TV show, Mission Unstoppable, if you haven't seen it. We want to make sure it reached our community locally. So this is part of the program where we want to work with our local museums, our after-school programs, our schools, our charter schools to make sure that you all have access to this collection. So whether you're a museum that needs to refresh your exhibit walls or you're an after-school program that needs new video content, and boy, we had no idea when we started this initiative the need for virtual content, but it is real and it is big right now. This fund is meant to help you, our local institutions, improve your gender representation in your materials and your physical spaces. So while all the content in the collection is already free and accessible for non-commercial use, sometimes actually getting it and using it sometimes might require capital. That might be needing to print posters, to print banners, technology for new virtual programming, updating your marketing materials. None of that is actually free, which is why we are partnering with the Texas Women's Foundation to make sure that all youth-facing organizations in our own backyard have fundings for projects to advance gender equity.
It's a brilliant, huge, fabulous gift. And we know that everybody's going to be on this call is saying, okay, now how do I apply? So hold on. Here's what you do. The application processes will start officially next month. So right now, just to make sure you receive the latest information about this opportunity, just email ifthen@txwf.org, ifthen@txwf.org. But don't wait, you can go ahead and browse the collection and get your ideas together of ways that you can showcase and use these stories and images. And you can go there to ifthencollection.org.
And one more thing, if you are a classroom teacher or you know one, we also want to make sure you know about another funding opportunity that's available around the If Then work, and it's through donorschoose.org. If you're not familiar with it, great organization, and everyone should know about it. We have the If Then Innovation Challenge, which is underway and offers a dollar-for-dollar match for teachers who create classroom projects leveraging this collection. If Then has invested $1 million in the challenge to surface the 10 most innovative projects that use our collection. We're so excited about all the Texas teachers who've already participated and look forward to having even more of you participate in the second round of the challenge. And finally, don't think you're off the hook if you don't work for a nonprofit or you don't work for a school. Please, you can make change too every day in this area. Start really looking at the kind of media you and your family consume. Think for a minute about all the roles you serve in. Are you a parent, a board member, a volunteer, a mentor, an employee? All of these roles usually involve visual communication and storytelling. If you can, please think about using the If Then collection and help us share it in boardrooms, on Twitter, when you're driving your kid. If bigBANG attendees and their networks use this collection, then together we will inspire the next generation of world changers. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Lida and Nicole, this is a genius thing you're doing, and we're so grateful to be your partner. As I think many of you know, we work to advance the lives of women and girls at Texas Women's Foundation, and we do this by investing in their economic security and leadership. And certainly leadership is imbued in everything about the If Then collection and movement, showing future generations they can be leaders in fields that they never even imagined. We know that through this partnership, greater gender equity will be realized. Thank you, Lida Hill. Thank you, Nicole Small. And thank you to the If Then team for your incredible innovation and investment in our community. And speaking of gender equity, I am thrilled now to have this opportunity to introduce a session with one of my favorite people on the planet, and that is Ted Bunch. When you meet Ted, you'll understand what's behind my respect and deep regard for him. He's an educator, an activist, a lecturer, internationally recognized for his efforts to prevent violence against women through his work at A Call to Men. He is an important and respected voice on issues of male socialization and the propensity and intersection with violence. Now, those of us in the women's movement consider him a total hero, and I'm going to be very honored to share the stage with him in just a few minutes. But right now, get a sense of his mission and work by taking a look at this video, and then you'll meet Ted.